Hello everyone, it's Maria here from Pepperly Rose Paper Crafting. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Sydney, Australia. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm going to be showing you some free items, which is lovely, our project. I'm going to be doing a spinner easel card. This idea is not a unique idea. There are plenty of videos around on this particular idea, but I thought it would be fun to make a card with a spinner easel card for you guys. Also, my team member, my downline, had suggested that I make a video using a spinner card. So I thought, you know what, why not? It's been a really long time since I've done something like that, so I thought it would be fun. Now, as I said, these are free celebration items. This is the gorgeous little Ladybug stamp set. You can get this for free when you place an order of $500 or more. Or you can host a party, you get a hostess code, and if everyone orders $500 or more worth of product, you as the host get that stamp set for free automatically. So that's a free set, so that's wonderful. I'm also going to be using today the matching Ladybug dies, which are available for purchase. All of these outline dies match all of these images here. Except for the, you don't get that one, I don't think. Now let's see how many there are. 15 pieces. So let's count them. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So you get 15 pieces. Okay. So yeah, this one you don't get a die cut for that, but that's cool. So that's that one. I'm going to be using the layering circles framelets die. So I'll be using the largest circle here and the smaller one here. I'll be using these two, so I'll take them out so I don't have them confused. And I'm also using another freebie that, again, it's a celebration item. So if you order $90 or more worth of product, that can be anything from the mini or the annual catalogue, you're able to receive this Golden Honey DSP, and that's from this pack over here. So we'll get started on the project straight away. So what I have done is I've got bits and pieces all ready to go. So I've got some Poppy Parade scraps, some Granny Apple Green scraps. I've got a piece of Poppy Parade cardstock, which is half an A4, and I cut it lengthwise, and then I scored it in half. And I've already done that just to make life easy for myself, and I'll just burnish the score line. Also, I have a piece of Whisper White cardstock, which will go on the inside. I have a strip of DSP from that Golden Honey, and this will just go across here. It'll act like a stopper. And also, I have some scrap Whisper White, and I've got a layering piece of that DSP, which I will glue on right now. So we'll glue these pieces right now just to make life easy. And then I'll show you how to make the easel part, which is very easy. So with this one, the only dimension I'm going to give is the score line for where the easel part is supposed to go. But that's also flexible. So I'll just pop this here in the middle. Now, I'm very sorry if you're hearing drilling and other noises. I have construction going on across the road from me, and this will be happening for quite a few months, if not maybe a couple of years. So I'm very sorry in advance for any inconvenience it causes you. So with this as well, I'm going to put in that layering piece of Whisper White. That's this one here, sorry. So I've just cut it to size. So you can use any card base you wish, and you can cut down your layers any dimensions you wish, okay? So this has got a smaller border, and I'll just cut that down here. So I'll put that, and I'll just put that there. I'm going to leave this for now, okay? So when the card is like this, I've already put the DSP there, and I only put it around the edges. What I'm going to do is, you can, like as I said, you can score any of your card bases you wish in half and do it like this. Then I'm going to grab it, and I'll have this part facing to my left, and I'm going to score it at 2 3/4 inches. And I'm going to score over the top of all of these, the two layers here. So that's 2 3/4 pieces right there, and I'm just going to score that. Okay. And then you can do this on any card base you wish. The idea is to kind of go in half if you want to, right? So that's not set in stone. So whilst this is now, the score line is like that, I'm going to do a mountain fold, and I'm going to fold that right down. So you have then a card base that looks like that. So when I put my little piece of DSP on here, this will act like a stopper, okay? So what I will do with this now is I'm going to grab my big shot, and of the smaller of the two dies, I'm going to pop this, I'm going to eyeball it for it to be in the middle. So we'll grab a piece of painter's tape, or you can use washi tape, whatever you've got on hand. So just eyeball it. It doesn't have to be precisely in the middle, but that's the way I'm going to do it. And I'm just going to stick that down there. I'm going to grab my big shot, and we're going to cut that in now with the two layers. So this will make it nice and easy. Okay. And I'll go over it again because it's going through about two layers there. And I'll take that out. And as you can see, I've now cut a hole. So it's going to be like that, okay? Now, whilst I have the big shot out, I'm going to take these spare pieces of cardstock and DSP, and I can use them for another project. All right, so with my big shot still out, I'm going to get a piece of basic black cardstock. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make two frames. So I'm going to cut this out twice. So I'm going to make a little frame. So I'm going to use my basic black cardstock for that. So I'm just going to just eyeball it whilst it's on here. Okay, and make a nice even frame. I'm going to grab some painter's tape. See if you can see that. I've made a frame. I'm going to put some painter's tape over the top of the two dies so we secure them on. So now I'm going to pop this through the big shot. Take this out. And I'm going to leave this in there, but there's a frame. And I'll take out that circle that I've cut out separate. That comes out like that. So there you go. So it cuts out two pieces, so you have a frame and that. I'm going to cut this again, so when they're stuck together it's easy to keep the frame even. And then I'm going to do it again. So you need two of those frames. So I'll cut this out. So this will be a little, this video is going to be a little bit longer. Okay, we will need the big shot later on as well. Okay, so now I'll just take off the painter's tape. I'll keep that piece for later. And I have now cut two frames that are the same. And these will layer on top of each other like that. And then I have two pieces of black cardstock, which again I can use for later. So I can pop these away, which is exactly what I'm going to do right now. Okay, you can make any frame you want, okay? The only thing to remember is that when you are cutting through the card base, in this case like this, use the smaller of the two frames. Okay, so I'll put this away for now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring out this cute little stamp, and it's got the Ladybug in flight. I think she's gorgeous, or he's gorgeous. So I'll just grab that stamp right there. And I'm going to be using the Stamparatus. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp this image twice. The first image I'm going to stamp is just going to be a regular image, but I also want a mirror image. So you'll see me create a mirror image. And I'm going to do that twice. So to create a mirror image, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the craft silicone sheet, which you can find in the annual catalogue. Not only is this silicone sheet really good for your general, gluing and things like that, and it's completely non-stick, but it's also very handy for doing mirror images. And I'm going to use this to do a mirror die cut, because I want to die cut 2 of these ladybirds because it's going to be a spinner card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink up, and I'm just going to make sure everything's buttered to the corner. I'm going to ink up the ladybug in Memento Tuxedo Black ink. Okay, so I'm going to go like that. And I'm going to stamp it again just so that I can ensure I have a nice dark image. Okay, and the beauty of it being on the Stamparatus is you're not going to get any like smudges and blurred images, because it's pretty precise. Okay, so that's pretty accurate there and dark. So what I'm going to do is very carefully I'm going to put my piece of cardstock in the corner, pop this down. I'm going to ink this up again. You don't have to, but I am going to. And we stamp over the top. And so very carefully I'm going to lift this up. You have a perfectly stamped mirror image on either side. And we're going to cut this out. So we're going to be using this side. And if you're not happy 100% with how that's stamped, you can always go back on it, do another stamp, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Okay, go over the top. And then I'm going to put my mirror image back on it, right to the corner, pop that down, and I'm going to stamp over the top. So now I have an extra dark image at the front and the back. Perfect. Okay, so now I'm just going to clean my craft sheet. All you have to do is just wipe it clean, and it's beautiful. Then I'm going to put this back in there. Just going to give this a little bit of a wipe, and I'm going to stamp it again over here, just without doing a mirror image. So it was as simple as that. And I'll do one more stamp. Just want to make sure it's nice and dark. And now I have beautifully stamped ladybug images. So one of them is going to be a direct mirror image to that one. So perfect. Okay. So now I've finished with the stamping. So I'm going to take my Stamparatus away. Pop this away there too on that side, so I get rid of any clutter on my table, because yeah, it can be quite cluttered. So I'm just going to now pop this back in its spot. And so with this gorgeously stamped image, on the one side I'm going to colour it in. I'll be using I will be using my watercolour pencils. This is my favourite medium to colour with. So whatever colours I use are equivalents of Stampin' Up. So what I'm going to use here is an equivalent of I'll use this one of, say, Petal Pink, or you can use also Blushing Bright. So I'm going to lower you down. I'm going to colour both of these images, and I'm also going to be using Basic Grey and also Basic Grey and Smoky Slate, and for the wings I'm going to be using Poppy Parade equivalent colours. So I'm just going to lower you down and we're going to put on some music and you're going to watch me colour. Okay, so enjoy. My ladybirds. So I'm just going to put my pencils away and we're going to cut this out with our Big Shot. So I'll just bring you up. Now, funny story, this is the second attempt, believe it or not. It was up to this point I had gotten in my first video, and then when I continued on with the card, I forgot to press start recording. So this is where we're up to now from my previous section. So we've got our card base here. I had to make it again. We've got our little section here, which I'll show you what to do with that soon. So I've got now the Ladybug dies. I'm going to get the die that has the matching area there, and you're going to see a perfect matching mirror die cut with the way I showed you just before. So with these dies, you have to go directly onto the image. Okay, so you don't have to guess any kind of border, you just put it on. So I'm just going to now pop this through my Big Shot. And I'll just grab that. Okay, then, see, it's perfectly die cut. Then I'm going to do the second one and you'll have the perfect mirror image die cut, okay? So I'll just do it from the front, the uncoloured bit. So I'll just pop that over. And I'll pop that through. Okay, and so now, check this out, perfectly die cut mirror image. So where's my little die cut here? So that's the way it looks normally, and that's the mirror. So when we put them together to make a spinner, they're exactly the same, okay? So whilst we have the big shot out, we're going to cut out the little leaves and the flowers. So I'll just grab my scrap pieces of cardstock here. So I've got some Poppy Parade and some, what's it called, Granny Apple Green. Alright, so we'll pop this away. Okay, so what we're going to do with our mirror image ladybird is we are going to, or ladybug, we call them ladybirds here in Australia as well as ladybugs. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure, some linen thread that goes down the middle. So we'll have a little bit hanging off, so I'm just going to measure up until, just to make sure I can pull it along, up to about there, okay? So just cut that off. So that's linen thread. And I'm going to get some double-sided tape, or you can get some ATG. I'm going to get some ATG. I'm going to put some right down the middle, okay? And then I'm going to put the string right down the middle, okay, of that ladybird or ladybug. Then I'm going to put some liquid glue all around it. And I will put some also down the middle of this ladybug there too. And what we're going to do is we're going to position the mirror image over the top. So that's just the coolest way to get a mirror image, is by using your Stamparatus. You're able to re-ink it again and again if you need to. And now we're able to, check this out, have the spinner area there. Isn't that cute? So they're both exactly the same, like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put some tape in the middle of the scallop there, over there, and here. Oops. And put some here too. A bit wider area. And I'll do the same on this side as well. So it's in the middle. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my ladybird right in the middle of that scallop with the linen thread on either, pulling really tight like that. Okay, so that's pretty tight and it's in the middle. Okay, then I'm going to add some liquid glue. Just make sure that really sticks down. So let's reposition that. Like that. Really press it down. Okay. Oops. Oh, just my luck. Can't believe this. Anyway, put it right down here, like that. Now I'm going to get some liquid glue and we'll just be able to glue up these other parts. I'm going to get this part here. Let's stick it down. So it's now over the top. So it looks like that. So there's your spinner part. Cute, right? So then what I'm going to do is I am going to snip off the excess linen thread. So now it looks like that. Super duper cute. Now, with regards to this stopper here, I'm going to put some dimensionals. Let's put 3 dimensionals. And take off the backing. Okay, and what we're going to do, yeah, that came off. And then what we're going to do is we're going to, as you can see, you've got that score line there. We're going to just stick this underneath and kind of have it in between or just above that score line. It doesn't have to be overly precise, so I'm not going to exactly press down on that until I have it straight across. See, like that? So I'm going to put it straight across like that. Press down, so that becomes now my stop. See that? It becomes your stop. Okay, to stick the spinner part down with the ladybird, what we're going to do is we are going to add, it's a little bit of linen thread just sticking out there, just trim that off. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to add glue right down the bottom here. So we're going to add it like that, but nothing on the sides or up the top, just down the bottom. So I'll just grab my glue and I'll just put some glue right down here, like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up the inner part here, the hole, with the hole. Make sure I have it pretty straight, like up and down. And that's why I like using liquid glue, because it gives me that wiggle room. I'll make sure I have it in the center. I'll check from underneath to make sure it looks kind of straight as well. See, so it looks like that. So that's now pretty straight, okay? So I'll just give it a good press. So when I go up, look at that, isn't that cute? And there's your stopper. And look at that, cute. So we're going to decorate the outside now a little bit more. Even though that's pretty special, I want to add a bit more stuff in it. So I'm just going to add some flowers and some leaves. So what I will do is I will pop this up like that here. So I'll just get my tweezers and I'll just add some glue right down the bottom here. Like so. And make sure it doesn't interfere with the ladybug spinning. Okay. Then we're going to add some leaves on either side, like that. So I'll just add glue just on the bottom. Like that. And get the other one, do the same there. And this can be used for any occasion. Then I'm going to add a flower like that. So I'll just put some glue in the middle of that flower and I'll just leave the edges of the petals up. So you have that area there. Okay, and then I'm going to add a little flower on the inside. Again, I'm going to stick that right down. And I'll pop this just like that down the bottom. And then you have enough room to write your sentiment. You can write it up here and here, or you can go on the back and write it, but I'll leave it blank. I quite like it like this. So this is how cool it is. It goes up, and there you have your spinner Ladybug card. Isn't that cute? So that is just adorable. I love this card. So there you go. This is my second attempt, believe it or not, but you're not going to see it, but basically if there's a slight variation, you know why. So my video initially stopped after I had coloured in the ladybugs, so I had to redo the whole card again, cut out everything again, and then I was able to then just assemble it with you so you have an idea of how it was done. So that's my finished card for today. Thank you all so much for watching, and yeah, if you'd like to purchase any of these products, this can only be earned with a $500 party or a $500 order. You get this automatically for free. The Ladybug dies are available now while supplies last to purchase to match all of these, plus you get these cute little extras like these flowers and these leaves, and you also get the layering circles, framelits dies. You can purchase those from the annual catalogue. These are a must. I use these quite often with my cards. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. If you have any questions, just don't hesitate to leave a comment below. Also, if you would like to join my team, I would love to have you on board. Let me know as well if you have any questions at all. Don't hesitate to ask. I'm here to help. All right, guys, all the very best. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.